I always recommend journalism as an entry position for people who want to screenwrite, because it teaches you a great deal of discipline. Writing is 90% getting up in the morning and doing it, and not facing any kind of fear. I used to say fear of a blank page. Now it's of a word processor that you can't, turn on, because Bill Gates has bundled the software to where it's going to, short out on you. But it's a necessary training ground, because as a journalist, you can't wait for the muse to strike. You are on deadline for at least one, if not 2 or 3 stories. And at the end of the day, if the deadline has come and gone and you haven't got the story, you're on the street looking for another job. And that's really important as a writer. My wife likes to liken it to a military campaign. I get up in the morning, I have an unvarying daily routine. The breakfast is always the same, the tea is always the same, the start time is always the same, the stop time is always the same, and generally the number of pages turned out every day is the same. And that was really a product of journalism, just on the technical level. On the aesthetic level, it's the ability to learn the technique of doing what we're doing now, of interviewing, of listening to people, listening to the rhythms of speech, watching for nuances of detail in a particular setting or the way a person behaves, and finding a way in which that works as a dramatic tool. And it's also the investigative nature of storytelling. Whether you are adapting a book, telling a biographical story, or creating something completely off the top of your head, there is a process of selection. And that involves looking at something from a variety of points of view and assimilating them in a way that conveys an essential truth. I like to say that every project is Rashomon. And I don't know how many people have seen that Kurosawa film, but it's a story of a peasant and his wife who are on their way to a festival, and along the way there's an assault on the wife. And you see it from 4 different points of view, and Kurosawa doesn't let you in on which of these particular tales is the right one, but you're left to sort of sort out the various agendas, and that's what you do. I like to tell the story about when we made the Beach Boys. At the end of that, when it was on the air, we got sued by everybody, and the director said to me later that you obviously did a good job, because no one agenda took precedence. Everybody was pissed off at you. So those were words to live by.